Hey San Antonio, this is Rom for the MetalWorks, and tonight I am at Strutter's right here on the Strip, and it brings me great pleasure to welcome the man, Mr. Davey Brockie, also known to a lot of you maggots out there as Odorous Urungus. How you doing, Dave?
Good. I was in the club looking around at some stuff, and I've been in Gore, X-Cops, DBX, and then I saw this flyer for this band, Kill Switch Incorporated. And I was thinking, man, maybe if I was in a band like that, maybe I would have a chance somehow to do at least I would look like an idiot, But anyway, we've been doing great. We're having a great time on the tour. There's a huge Gore Halloween tour coming up. So, but the DBX thing has been really fun, and actually way more successful than we ever thought it would be.
And that's where I want to start off, Dave. People out there know you are the man behind Gore, Mr. Odorous Urungus, but tell us a little bit about the Dave Brockie experience and why you started Dave Brockie experience, and what is the vibe of Dave Brockie experience?
Well, we write a lot of songs, and a lot of the songs, aren't appropriate for Gore, because with Gore, it's like writing music for like a Broadway musical or something like that, You're writing through a character all the time, and I think you can tell in some of the albums like Carnival of Chaos and We Kill Everything, there's some really like goofy, wacky humor creeping in there that's cool and all, but maybe it's like Odorous on drugs or something. I wanted to have a project where I could like write all my like goofiest, twisted stuff and have it come out of me, Dave Brockie, and not filter it through a character. Because, everyone's got their idea of what Odorous is and what he does, He's a red-blooded, mutant, barbarian murderer from outer space, and I'm a mutant, red-handed, bloody murderer from Earth. So there's a big difference there. So yeah, it just gives me another outlet to purge my mind of the creeping worm-like sickness that dwells within it.
And let's talk about the release that is about to hit the streets, Diarrhea of a Madman. Tell us a little bit about the vibe of the music, because you guys do some Gore music live, but tell us a little bit about the live music of DBX.
Well, it's kind of it's a little more punk rock than Gore. It's definitely not a metal act at all. It's more of a punk rock thing. There's a lot of stand-up banner and kind of silly shit going on in between the songs. In many ways, I see it as a segue to a stand-up career in the future, I plan to keep playing shows and doing rock and roll for just as many years as I fucking can. But, what was I saying? Oh, I'm slowly trying to get my chops. I was in a million bands and did a million things before I ever strapped on that Odorous feed bag. And then I did that. I've been doing it for like 15 years. DBX is kind of like getting me back into just being like a real performer again and feeling comfortable without having like a costume to rely on or anything like that. It's just pure, unabashed humanity up there writhing around trying to make sense out of this fucking cosmic maelstrom of insanity that we're all living in right now. So I don't know. In many ways, I think it's much more a real thing than Gore. Gore is straight up entertainment. It's great. It's fun. But I think DBX it's definitely meant to be entertainment. It's definitely meant to be funny. But in a weird way, I think it maybe relates more to what's going on. I can sit up there and talk about the World Trade Center. I can sit up there and talk about what a fucking idiot George Bush is, Odorous' way of dealing would be that, I don't get kill everything George Bush sodomized. So, oh yeah, it's my asset list. We're working on it tonight.
Save it till I'm through, please.
The same.
And the new release is out on Metal Blade Records, no doubt.
It's been out actually for a while now. We are Diarrhea of a Madman's been out, I guess, a little over a year now. It's doing really, for being on Metal Blade, which really didn't know how to market the record at all and didn't really spend much money marketing it. We sound scandalous. I guess we're up to like 6,000 or 7,000. It doesn't sound like a lot to a lot of bands out there, but when you're in an independent situation, independent label, that's pretty damn good for a band that no one's ever heard of. So we're writing the new album right now. It's going to be called the Brockie Horror Picture Show. And we also have a live album that we recorded at CBGB's just about a week and a half after September 11th called Live at Ground Zero, which is pretty fucking heavy shit. So, you know, this shit, both projects are rolling full speed, definitely.
And let's talk about you guys doing Roadwork. It's great to see Dave Brockie in San Antonio supporting the Dave Brockie experience. But you just came off the tour with Gore. You're doing this tour, and I mean, what you're a road dog or what?
I'm a road dog. I'll be out coast to coast 4 times this year. I'm never happier than I am when I'm on the road. I love the fans. They're very cool. Gore's going to be down here around Halloween. I don't know what the fuck happened with our Halloween swoop. We missed San Antonio. We didn't even play Austin either. Or I mean the first run around the country this year. I don't know what the fuck happened, so we have to redress that grievance. But yeah, I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. I love coming out. I love playing music. You know, this sounds really stupid, but one of the greatest things I like about being on the road is eating at different restaurants all the time.
And let's talk about Slave Pit Studios. No doubt that is at the heart of Gore and everything that you do. Tell me everything about Slave Pit.
Well, Slave Pit is our studio in Richmond, Virginia, and it's where we build all our shit and have our offices. But over the last like 4 years, we've managed to actually construct a full-on, totally professional recording studio in there. We recorded the DBX record there. We recorded the
Disarray.
The Disarray. We recorded the new Gore album, Violence Has Arrived, there. And now we're producing a lot of other acts, you know. It's as soon as I get back from this tour, I'm producing a band called Lazy American Workers, and then immediately hitting the road with Gore, and then then we're recording the DBX record there at the end of the year. So, you know, I just, you know, try to keep my fingers involved in as many things as possible. I really like to produce bands, you know, because basically all a producer does is just kind of, he sets it all up. He's like, okay, you'll be here then, you'll be here then, you'll be here then, okay, cool. And then he gets to sit on his ass and read Maxim and go, yeah, that sounds fine.
And no doubt all the works coming out of Slave Pit are sounding great, man.
They really are. I'm really psyched. I mean, it's very affordable. I mean, I'm plugging it right now, but definitely. Plugging it. Give me a call. Dave Brockie, 804-321.
And you can go to odorous.com.
Odorous.com as well. Leave me a message in the guest book. My office number is 804-321-1055. And, you know, it's a digital format. We record digitally, then we bump it up to Pro Tools, mix analog, and then bump it back down and master digitally. And the shit sounds great. And it's super, super affordable. I mean, basically what we do, we don't have an hourly rate that we charge, that we ream people on. That's the way studios ream people. They're like, they give you an hourly rate. You go in there, there's like a pinball machine in the lobby, you know, there's all these couches, there's like a PlayStation. Next thing you know, you've spent $500 and you haven't even loaded in yet, you know? We find out what kind of budget our bands are working with, what they're trying to get, and then we make it happen for what they can do. Yeah, it is definitely the alternative. It is the future. And anybody who's into Gore and anyone who thinks that last record sounds good should and who wants to record their band should come check it out.
And that's where I want to go, Dave. I can't let you go tonight without talking about Gore. The last record of Gore, I think, was the best and the most prominent work that the band has done. Tell me a little bit about what you feel the future is Gore and where it is going.
Well, it was easy to write the new Gore record, even though it was written before September 11th, because I'd written the DBX record. It was already done, and I felt like I kind of purged myself of a lot of like the really goofy comedy acts. But I really wanted to write a very savage, hateful indictment of how bad I think, you know, things are going in this world. But I still wanted to maintain the humorous kind of satire that Gore's known for. The future, I think I'm going to continue to do that as well. Gore is going to continue to be a bludgeoning force of terror. I mean, it's no doubt that we've affected and influenced so many bands. I mean, you know, all I got to do is look at Slipknot or Mudvayne or blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it's obvious. But, you know, we'll never get the credit for it, you know. The kids know, the people know, but as far as, like, the mainstream rock press, you know, we'll never get it. But that's okay. That's not why I'm in it. You know, I'm out here to influence people, to inspire people, and to make people laugh, you know.
And have you finally laid to rest the X-Cops, or is more work coming from the X-Cops?
The X-Cops won't be happening because Pete Lee, an old guitar player for Gore, who I love very much and respect very much, we parted company. You know, we stopped playing with each other about 3 years ago. We wrote that whole album together, basically, with Dirk's helped as well. But you know, I just don't feel like doing the project without him. You know, and out of respect to him as a guitar player, I'm not going to replace him. You know, I'm just going to let that X-Cops record stand as it is, alone, And it's a masterpiece.
No doubt, a beautiful piece of work.
But what we can do is DBX can play X-Cop songs, so we'll be doing a few of those tonight.
Okay, before we end that, I keep coming up with new questions. What about a DVD? It only seems appropriate for a man like Dave Brockie.
Well, it's going to happen. I mean, they're going to continue to, basically what I think over the next year and a half, 2 years, we're going to reacquire a lot of our rights, and finally we're probably going to have all of our rights back to all of our music. And Slave Pit Incorporated will no longer just be the production company behind Gore. It will be a label. It will be a video production company, and we will just do it ourselves, and we will keep all the money. And it's going to be great. You know, it'll get to the point where we'll be able to sign bands, you know, and maybe in 10 years or so, you know, I'll be the president of a label that actually treats its art stuff halfway cool. But that's just the beginning, you know. I see the music and everything I'm doing right now as a way of forging support and forging allegiance with a whole group, a whole mass of people out there that are frustrated and upset and pissed off and don't know really how to react and change the world other than by going out and drinking beer and seeing their favorite bands, you know. I mean, I'll be straight up with everyone. You know, anyone who's read my website knows that my views, you know, about this government and the way this world is run are pretty strong. I mean, I'm a follower of Gandhi, and I believe the only thing that can save this country is a nationwide revolution, and it's got to be a nonviolent one as well. And one of these days, I'm going to be the general that leads that.
Dave, any last words for the people out there in San Antonio, man?
I love you guys, man. San Antonio, Texas. It's one of my favorite places in the entire fucking world. We look forward because of the food. Now, the food is great, but the fans are greater. The heart is here. The people here are great, and you know, I just look forward to it. And when I'm up there on stage tonight, man, every molecule of energy and sweat that's pouring out of my body is for y'all.
Remember San Antonio, how can you forget the man? Mr. Dave Brockie rocks right here on Rob's MetalWorks.
Hell yeah. Take care, guys.